Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, because OCD is a hell of a drug. I didn't really want to review this. I didn't have that great of memories of it. Not bad, but I just remember thinking it was kind of normie and lame when I saw it in theaters as a kid. I caught bits of it on cable like last month, and I was like, oh, just really didn't age very well. But I did all of the other original cast Star Trek movies, so why not do this one? I'm probably gonna start on the next gen. the next gen movies next. What did they make? They made like four of them, and like one's good. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you can't thank the next gen movies for basically creating red letter media half in the bag. So yeah, that's good. But anyway, so Star Trek 4 was the one they did to kind of right the ship again. Um, the original cast movies. Now they say there's this cliche. Oh, only the even numbered ones are good, but not really. There's good and horrible parts of pretty much every single one. I mean, they're not really horrible in Star Trek 2, but yeah, it's I wouldn't say there's anything horrible, but uh, there's good and bad parts in all of them, and I've actually had some of my favorite moments are from the odd numbered ones. They're actually doing Fathom Events. It sounds fancy. It's just like a different movie at your movie theater. I don't know why they have to make a big deal of it. It's Fathom Events. Fathom Events is having Star Trek the Motion Picture in like the middle of September for a couple showings, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. So anyway, this is four comes after three, and three was the one where Spock comes back to life, but it's kind of like very serious and dark, and I think financially it did okay. Or no, I think it did pretty good, but I just remember Star Trek 3, everyone's like, oh, it was depressing. And people didn't really use the word depressing a lot in the early 80s. It wasn't that common. It wasn't a word you heard every single day like it is nowadays. But they're like, oh, it was depressing. So this was supposed to be the fun one, the profitable one. So they came up with a time travel story to modern day, which is basically reduces a movie budget to the budget of 2 episodes of TJ Hooker or not even Magnum PI. That was probably, I don't know, The Fall Guy. So it's I think everyone knows the story. Even people who have never know the people who have only seen one Star Trek movie, this is the movie they saw. So there's a there's a long cylinder with one spherical object hanging down from it, piloted by Lance Armstrong. Got him. There's a spaceship that's going towards Earth, and anything comes near it, they lose all power. Ships, and then when they get to Earth, they cause some storms that are the amazing effect of sped up backwards footage of clouds. And so they cause clouds all over the world. The seas are roiling, and the electrical, power grid over the whole world is going down. And then they're making these weird, really annoying sounds. The Star Trek, the crew, who are in their, they're still in the Klingon Bird of Prey from 3. That's their ship. They go back to Earth, or they're heading back to Earth, and they find out the situation, and then they Spock, who is it's Star Trek, so you always got, oh, what's this, and someone will theorize. But man, boy, in Spock's regrown body, he is 100% at guessing. They're like, oh, it sounds let's slow this down. Oh, it sounds like whale sounds. Oh, if we go get whales from the 20th century and bring them back, they'll tell them to stop. You don't know that. Because when we go back to the 20th century, they even say we have no idea what whale songs are. The whale could have literally just been like, I'm ready to mate. Or follow me to lots of kelp or shrimp. They say is what they eat. So they go, they just go back to the 20th century. They're like, let's just slingshot around the sun. They're like, yeah, cool. It's like, wait, okay, yeah, just go with it. They take things. They kind of take There's a trait in the Star Trek movies is that the TV show treats the universe as being consistent, and the universe of the story of the franchise. And so you don't just want people using time travel all the time to fix everything, and they'll do all the time paradoxes. But this one is just like, yeah, no, it's fine. No, we'll just go back in time. Then they go back and they hear whales, even though whales are all over the world. They go to San Francisco, and then they get there's like all this like just plot coincidences. It's like, the time warp has decrystallized the dilithium crystals, so we're gonna lose power in 24 hours, or we're gonna be trapped here. Oh, by the way, let's slowly walk around San Francisco while we try to flirt this. I don't know. She's like not a museum. What do you call it? A refuge, preserve. Anyways, it's a place where they studied whales, and they got 2 whales there. So they're gonna let them out to sea. So Kirk's like, oh, we can just wait for them to let them out to sea, and then we can beam them aboard. But honestly, you could have just been like, when do you guys close tonight? We close at 8. Okay, so in 2 in the morning, we're just going to beam them up. And they, to their credit, I didn't even think about this till they mentioned it like an hour into the movie. They're like, and if we can't get those 2 whales, we'll just get any other 2 whales in the ocean. By coincidence, the cargo bay is, of the Klingon bird of prey is just the size to, hold 2 whales. Why 2? Why not 1? Why not 3? I don't know. There's just a lot of guessing. So the deal about this was that it was supposed to be the light, fun, kind of hangout movie. My buddy said it best. He goes, you're not supposed to watch these movies. They're supposed to play in the background while you're doing something else. Like if you were folding laundry, or you were cleaning up, or you were cooking, this is probably a much better movie. If you're just sitting there watching it, you're just kind of like, okay, so the ship just lands in the middle of Golden Gate Park, and nobody like runs into it over like 24 hours. Nobody's just like riding a unicycle and just conks themselves out. Like it's invisible, but it's not out of phase with the universe. Like you could, and then like one point they show their landing struts like compressing the grass, but the grass doesn't get compressed. It's the sod just goes down, but the whatever. So anyway, it ends up becoming kind of this light. Everyone remembers Spock. Everyone remembers Double Dumbass on You. Everyone remembers Spock doing the nerve pinch. But do you remember the? Oh my gosh, it was. Oh my gosh. At one point, they do a joke about 2 like paperback novelists from the mid '80s, Jacqueline Suzanne and Harold Robbins. And you can tell, you know how in movies, when they know a joke is going to do well, like the actors will almost kind of just like be still right after they say that, because they're like, oh, everyone's going to be laughing right now. They're like, oh, Jacqueline Suzanne and Harold Robbins. Like, okay, that one did not age well at all. Why don't you just mention Spalding Gray or something else no one thought about after 1989? But anyway, so they kind of slowly walk around San Francisco. There's all these little side quests. Sulu has to go get a helicopter. That side quest is amazing. Sulu goes up to a guy getting into a helicopter. He goes, hey, nice helicopter. Could I sit in and ask you questions? He's like, sure. The next scene, he just has a helicopter. They send Uhura and Chekhov to go to... This one was actually kind of okay. They go onto a naval aircraft carrier, that has a nuclear power, and then they just grab some photons through a door with a doohickey. I actually weirdly kind of like that side quest the most. And then they had another one where Scotty and Bones have to go get this foundry to make transparent aluminum. Yeah, everyone just kind of accomplishes their side quests everyone accomplishes everything really easily. The only thing that doesn't accomplish is Kirk isn't able to seal the deal with the marine biologist. At the end, she goes to the future with them. I don't remember why. I just saw this movie yesterday. I don't even remember why that happened. I remember before she said, I think she just asked, and they're like, yeah, okay, there's no prime directive, there's no whatever, just do whatever you want. I edited out all of the things that they could have done when they traveled back to 1986, but it ended up getting really sad and depressing. Anyway, so Kirk isn't able to seal the deal. He takes the marine biologist back to the future, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'm on the ship. Bye. See you later." He's like, "Oh damn, I should have had my own little side quest there in San Francisco." Overall, I don't know. Don't watch it. Don't watch the movie. The next time it's on Amazon Prime Video for, quote, free. The next time you're folding a lot of laundry, you're cleaning up, you're cooking, yeah, go ahead and put it on the background. I mean, as for Star Trek lore, not much. I mean, basically just, they just mentioned, like, McCoy's like, oh, I'm glad your Katra isn't in my, psyche anymore. And then you're just like, okay. The crew, they get demoted back to being a captain. Oh, they wrap up a couple of plot lines since, the third movie. He gets busted down to captain and gets a new ship. There's a new ship, like, they're just surprised. And then they're like, oh my gosh, we got a ship. It's like, okay, whatever. People are making fun of Chris Pine, becoming a captain of a ship with, like, in 3 years of joining Starfleet. And he just drives up and just jumps on a ship to join Starfleet. But let's not forget that Admiral Kirk destroyed a ship, and then they gave him another ship with the same name. And you're busted down to captain, and you're a captain of a ship. It's like, okay. Yeah, don't watch it. Just let it playing in the background, and you'll find it fairly enjoyable. Speaking of things that are fairly enjoyable, I'm not going to review the next gen movies if there's not demand for it. So if you don't want me to, I don't really want to that much. I think there has been... I just kind of remembered how bad they were. And I've got to say, after watching all of the original cast Star Trek movies, I know there was more of them, and higher highs and lower lows, but I would still say that the original cast movies are superior to the next gen cast movies. I would actually say this is going to be controversial. The Kelvin timeline movies are superior to the next gen movies. Actually, I don't know if people would argue with me about that. So anyway, thanks for watching. And the next movie I'm going to review is Rush Hour 3. Why? Because I was at the hotel last month and it was playing. And I don't like the Rush Hour franchise. I kind of hate it. But it was playing in the background while I was unpacking or whatever. And I kept laughing like every minute at these horrible, horrible, horrible jokes. These jokes are terrible. And I'm laughing like every minute in this awful movie. So I'm going to review that one next. Thanks for watching. Bye.